Hey gang, I'm back, and are you ready to talk about Star Wars? Because we're going to talk about Star Wars. Brace yourselves. ScreenRant.com, Star Wars new trilogy has already fixed its biggest mistake, and as Star Wars fans, real Star Wars fans, we know there's nothing in Star Wars getting fixed. Look at the Galactic Star Cruiser debacle. Disney theme parks think that you want to drop $6,000 to stare at a screen, basically in an overpriced theater for a weekend, and spend what is equivalent to buying like a low-end used car.
This is outrageous. It's unfair.
We don't need to talk about that. Let's talk about this. This article came out this morning on ScreenRant.com. Star Wars new trilogy has already fixed its biggest mistake. As Charles Soule continues to elaborate on the story of Lady Qi'ra and the Crimson Dawn in Star Wars Crimson Reign, the trilogy is improving upon itself.
Liar!
This by Timothy Mabley. Timothy Mabley, you should not write about Star Wars. Same thing with Charles Soule. When the High Republic debuted, everybody's like, he's the least offensive of all the authors, and yet he writes garbage about the Crimson Dawn. Like anybody gives a shit about anything from Solo. I'm sorry. Solo, I see people like, oh, Solo 2 needs... No. Nobody wants Alden Peckerwood as Han Solo. I could play a better Han Solo than Alden Ehrenreich could. Han Solo is a man's man. All right, Han Solo is a scoundrel. He's a rapscallion. He's a ladies' man. This Alden Peckerwood, they had him looking like a bitch compared to Qi'ra. And there's nothing wrong with the strong female character. But in context of the story, it's called Solo, a Star Wars story. Not Han Solo's bitch, Qi'ra, who made him look like an idiot. And then, took all his authority away from him. I don't know. But we'll look at this article here, and I'll give you my thoughts on the state of Star Wars as a whole as we go along. As we see some horrible artwork here. I mean, this is just shite. And this is coming from somebody who can't draw anything more than a stick figure.
You have done that yourself.
Warning, spoilers for Star Wars Crimson Reign #1sies. The new trilogy in Star Wars comics has fixed a major issue in its first installment with Crimson Reign. As writer Charles Soule continues to elaborate on the story of Lady Qi'ra and Crimson Dawn, the trilogy is improving upon itself. As comics have attempted to fill in the gaps of the Star Wars saga and redeem aspects of the films some fans felt were lacking, some stories have raised issues. Although the recently concluded crossover War of the Bounty Hunters didn't open up many plot holes, many readers felt it to be a waste of time. Following the carbonite frozen body of Han Solo after it went missing, the storyline treated its fate as a surprise to an audience well versed with the movies. Since fans knew where Han ended up, as seen in Return of the Jedi, there was no sense of tension throughout the event. However, comics have since learned from the flawed story mechanic as seen in Star Wars Crimson Dawn #1, written by Charles Soule, with art by Steve Cummings. This is the whole thing about these filling in these plot holes and gaps in the story. A lot of this was covered in the EU back in the day, and I'm not an EU guy, but I know enough people, and I've done my homework enough to know that a lot of this stuff was covered, in the EU, and what wasn't, basically, in my opinion, just should be left ambiguous. Leave it to the imagination. That's the most fun part about it, is playing with things like that in your mind and hypothesizing. With your friends, because that's what we used to do. Was, I wonder what happened here. I wonder what happened to this character. Well, maybe, they did this in, that one scene, so maybe, and just kind of, it goes to your imagination, which is a beautiful thing. These Disney creatives and these writers are so stupid that they can't even handle the simplest task that Star Wars fans have been doing, in their heads for decades. As the second installment in the comics trilogy from Soule begins, it's becoming evident the new story is learning from its past mistake. Within the first issue, it's revealed that Lady Qi'ra fails in her plans to vanquish the Empire as she prepares to go to war. Casual and longtime fans alike know that Crimson Dawn's fight against Darth Vader would fail, as the original trilogy ended with the Rebel Alliance defeating the tyrannical force. So you have Vader, Crimson Reign, Vader, Palpatine, and then Kira. Nobody wants to see her lead anything in a war against the Empire. What the hell? And it has nothing to do with she's a female. The character's just stupid. It's a stupid character. It's like when they introduced this character in Solo, a Soy Wars story, I literally just sat back and I'm like, well, we know he doesn't end up with her because Han ends up with Leia. And then, you know, Jar Jar Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy were like, well, here, let's make Han Solo a fucking deadbeat dad and a loser. And he left, he ran out on his kid, you know, he ran out on Leia, and it's just like, oh my God. Can you deconstruct this character anymore and ruin, you know, attempt to ruin what was created by better men than you, Disney? And the answer is yes, they can ruin a character. You know, look at Lando. Look at what they did to Lando. You know, Lando, the consummate ladies' man, now fucks toasters. I mean, what? Where is the creativity? Where is the love and the care for the mythos here?
Pack your things. We're leaving.
And that's why most fans have checked out of Star Wars. Because this is garbage. This isn't anything enjoyable. Like, who wants to read this shit? I mean, if you do, you boo-boo. But this is just trash. It's as bad as... Now that the story has been framed with Kira's failure directly stated at the top, there is no pressure for a built sense of stakes depending on her plan working out. Unlike War of the Bounty Hunters, this part of the crossover isn't reliant on whether or not Boba Fett gets back in Jabba the Hutt's good graces by offering him Han Solo's carbonite-encased body. Now that Sol is treating readers as the knowledgeable fans they are, he has given Crimson Reign an advantage to tell an engaging story. Unlike Solo, a Star Wars story, the event doesn't have to be focused on connecting the dots. Instead, Crimson Reign can tell a new story without the pressure of building suspense around a premise for which readers already know the ending. There are many other components of Star Wars canon the limited series is set to expand upon, like the Knights of Ren, and Soul's second entry is free to explore the sequel trilogy's untapped potential.
Liar!
So, for me, looking at this whole layout of Star Wars right now, how bad it is, really, it's heartbreaking. Because I have a kid, you know, you guys know, he loves Star Wars. And I don't want to discourage him from getting into the new stuff, but at the same time, you know, it's like, I don't really watch it. Like, I watched a few episodes of Star Wars Visions. I'm like, I'm going to check this out, see if, you know, maybe my son, you know, I was like, maybe my son will like, no. It didn't hold his interest at all. Like, he really liked The Mandalorian. You know, he's 6 years old. He loved Baby Yoda. It's adorable. It's something that, you know, it is. It's something for kids. And that's the way I looked at that. With the recent Pedro Pascal garbage, I mean, let's be honest, Pedro Pascal is garbage. It's a question of, and then how they treated Gina Carano. I don't want to throw my money behind that and support it at all. You know, I'm not going to support that. And, you know, he wants, you know, I've got a Razor Crest Lego ship I haven't even built. We got it last Christmas. We just don't have room to build it and set it up yet until we get moved and get the new studio set up. You know, I couldn't, it's, you know, he's got a bunch of the figures, you know, that he got for Christmas last year from my mom. And it's like we love playing with our Star Wars action figures. We do. I've got, you know, you guys have seen my setup in my office when I don't have my green screen there. It's Star Wars. You know, there's G.I. Joes and a few Marvel Legends, but there's a ton of Star Wars. It was really one of my first loves as a kid. You know, Masters of the Universe, Star Wars, G.I. Joe. But Star Wars has consistently been there my entire life, and I'm 41 years old. It's something that I really, truly love. In seeing the way that it's been bastardized since 2012 is very, it's disconcerting, and that's why I always rock the Stealing Solo, because we got better Star Wars from independent content creators, you know, that do parodies like Stealing Solo, shout out to Jeff from WCBS, then we have from the mainline creators of this, that are in charge of this now. I mean, the Galactic Star Cruiser, that's a monumental failure. YouTubers are covering it. Disney got so shell shocked they pulled they pulled the trailer off of YouTube for it because it was so cringe inducing. And that's when a $1 billion global corporation is rattled by YouTubers making fun of their product. That should let them know that the ground that they stand on is built on a house of cards and a hurricane. It's not sustainable. So looking forward, like the Book of Boba Fett, this did nothing for me. And at one point, I really liked the character of Boba Fett, but then I realized he's kind of, not really nothing to write home about. Not anything to write home about. He gets killed so easily, killed so easily. Now they're like, oh, we can make money off it. Well, then we have to change the name of Slave One because, the word slavery is bad and stirs up all kinds of... It's like, are you kidding me? This is a galaxy far, far away where our politics don't count there. It doesn't bleed. Oh, wait. It has to bleed in with Disney? Oh, and Kathleen Kennedy, who, God, please stop saying she's getting fired. She got a 3-year contract extension, and people are still like, well, this is what's good. No, that's shut up. Shut the hell up. The evil one is there until she decides to leave, okay? Maybe with this new, the new woman, Susan Arnold, I believe it is, replacing Bob Iger, and she's more of a consumer, friendly type. Maybe, just maybe, there's a shred of hope that, I'm not saying Kennedy will be gone, but the tone of the content would shift back to something that consumers actually want, and not, what we've got. Speaking of which, look at shows coming up like The Acolyte, one of the shows coming up that was announced last year in that 75 show announcement. I'm being, of course, facetious, but, The Acolyte is going to be garbage. It's going to be garbage. I don't care. This is, they went out and cast some, oh, well, this actress is non-binary. It's like, what the fuck does that, what? Tell me that you don't know shit about this universe without telling me you don't know shit about this universe. You have Harvey Weinstein's personal acolyte, Leslie Headland, the blockhead, running this. Then you've got the Ahsoka Tano show, which I don't care about Ahsoka Tano. I never have. It's such a overhyped character that Dave Filoni, wants to have involved in everything. So if you're a fan of Ahsoka, cool. Enjoy the show, please, by all means. I'm not telling you what not to enjoy. I'm just saying, me personally, I'm not watching it. This morbid curiosity for the Book of Boba Fett maybe will have me watch an episode, because I'm sure we'll undoubtedly be talking about it on the show. So I might watch the first episode just to see how it is. I'm not going to sit here and peel through and review every episode. I didn't do that for The Mandalorian, and I'm not going to do it for this. So the Star Wars, the new stuff coming out is so underwhelming. It's sad. It is. From a beloved IP to a laughingstock in the butt of jokes is what it's become since Disney bought it. Because you have a bunch of, idiots that all they care about is checking boxes, and they don't really care about entertaining us. You can say what you want about Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni's a bitch. He's a yes man. He's a soy boy. He is. I don't care. Filoni is pathetic. Favreau has the talent and the care for the source material. But at the same time, look at who is the overlords of Lucasfilm right now, and that's as far as it goes. I have no anticipation for things to get better before they get much, much worse. And, I know what you're all thinking is, how can it get worse after the sequel trilogy? It's Disney always finds a way to make this a hold my beer moment. So this whole book and this comic series about the Crimson Dawn from Solo, the one Star Wars movie that lost money, Solo, a Star Wars story. That's what you get when you have Kathleen Kennedy, the president of Lucasfilm, getting pissed at the creatives who write the stories 80% through filming, and it's like, no, bring in somebody else to do it. I don't like this. So that's what we get from Star Wars these days, though. Now it's your turn to opine in the comments below. Let me know what you think of Star Wars, if this is something that you're going to pick up and read if you're interested in this kind of expanded universe type lore. You know, the newer expanded universe, not the good stuff from the past. This kind of, you know, like I said, some people gave Charles Soule a pass. I don't know about that. But now, like I said, comment below. Let me know what you think. If today's the day that I have earned it, please, ladies and gentlemen, I implore you, and I thank everybody, all 855 of my subscribers, let today be the day you press the red button. And be sure, ladies and gentlemen, ding the bell for notifications so you know whenever we go live, like tonight at 8:35 for Monday Night Going In Raw, Wednesday Going Rogue, my Rogue Entertainment show right here on the channel, 8:35 Eastern as well, and then all those fun random streams that Tony and I like to do on Saturday nights when we get bored and we're like, hey, you know what? Let's just throw up a live stream real quick and do the damn thing. This Friday night, remember, Spider-Man No Way Home premieres. I will be going to watch that Friday night, and I will also be reviewing it live. Vinny is already signed on, Vinnie Tartamella. Vinnieart will be joining us, and we're not sure who else is gonna pop on the stream, but we'll give you our breakdown right here Friday night, probably around 10, a little bit after 10 Eastern. I'm sure this movie's going to have a long run time. Post-movie, we will be reviewing it, breaking it down right here on the channel for you. So, all that being said, ladies and gents, I'm Itepokui of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been back with all of yous. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and I'll catch you on the next one.
It's better to burn out than to fade away.